Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Now, today I wanted to talk about the Trump tariffs. Now, look, I'm not a professional economist or anything when it comes to this, but it's very clear that these tariffs are going to lead to some inflation, and the markets are crashing because of them. I believe that it's only going to get worse. But, frankly, I think what Trump's doing might be a longer term outlook into the future of what the goals are of fixing our economy, right? Because it is to some degree true that there's not as many decent paying jobs in the United States as there used to be in the like 1920s, 1930s up to like the 60s with all the manufacturing jobs that there used to be. And frankly, the average person, the average regular 9 to 5 middle class worker comparatively made a whole lot more money than they do now. Like, for example, a guy who did one simple task every single day made enough money to be able to support a family, buy a house, and save up for retirement, dude. It's crazy too to think, like, back then, dude, you used to be able to put money in just a simple savings account, and that interest from that savings account would eventually be enough for you to retire, like after working 30, 40 years, which is insane to think about now, bro. Because if you just keep all your money in a savings account forever right now, dude, you'll never retire, bro, and you only become more poor. Because that interest that you're getting is basically keeping up with inflation, if that. Like, a lot of times they're not even, bro. Like, I got a pretty good savings account. I get 4% interest every year, but, bro, still, that's like treading water, if that, bro. Like, inflation's probably still like 10%, so I'm losing money every year just from leaving money in a savings account. It's kind of wild to think that that used to be something that was possible. But the real problem and reason why this has happened in our economy is because all the money is just infinitely trickled up, which is what happens in a capitalist system. But we had checks and balances in place to make sure that like this didn't happen. But at some point in time, we just stopped caring and enforcing it, dude. The idea that that there shouldn't be any monopolies that have like basically all market share in any certain industry is an old idea. Because look, if you go to the store, dude, and you figure out like who owns all these brands of, whatever cereal, the meat, the produce, everything, you'll soon realize that all of it is controlled by like 2 or 3 big companies. There are monopolies now, and their goal is to just infinitely make more and more money until they have all of the economic value, which is a bad thing, dude. With entities like BlackRock having the goal to own and control like the majority of the real estate in the United States, to where like people have to rent from them, is bad for everybody, bro. It's bad for the average middle class person. And this is part of the reason why houses have went up so much, dude. This inflation that we're experiencing is artificial to some degree, dude. It's because the government just keeps printing more and more money because we're financially irresponsible as a country, and because a few entities have figured out how to control basically all of the money in this country, dude. Like, it's fucking unreal if you actually look at it and just think about it, bro. It's scary, and it's not a good thing for any average person. Things aren't going to get any better at this rate. Frankly, it's only going to get worse, and it sucks, man. But I hope that maybe what Trump's doing with these tariffs in the long run will help. Like, in the short term, yes, like things are going to be fucked. We might go into the next Great Depression, dude. But this actually might cause deflation potentially. But it's hard to say if that'll even matter, because honestly, for companies like BlackRock, having the whole fucking market crash is a good thing for them. That'll make it even easier for them to buy houses off people, and they can just sit on it because they have an infinite bankroll pretty much. So I don't know if this will actually fix anything. And honestly, I don't know if we can win trade wars with like every fucking country, dude. Like, I don't know if it's possible. So probably what will end up happening is a lot of big companies might move out of the United States, which would be bad for us. I see that as a possible outcome. Or we're going to have to like manufacture a whole bunch of shit here and basically produce everything we need here for the most part, which, you know, in the long run might make us somewhat more stable and might make us somewhat of an economic superpower. But I don't know how it's going to play out, to be honest. Like, it might end well, it might not, dude. It might freaking not. But really, to fix these issues, you have to go after companies like BlackRock and split them up, you know, get rid of these huge monopolies that exist, which is the real problem for the average, you know, working American, as well as, you know, fix our deficit. We need to pay down our debt and just budget like a responsible individual would, who, you know, controls some amount of money. You know, we should have a healthy amount of debt, and keep it minimal, and break up these huge monopolies that are just wrecking the average individual. Now, will any of this happen? I don't fucking know, dude. Probably not. Probably freaking not. Because you know what happens when you try to do shit like that? Bro, you get a bullet in the back of your head. It is what it is. It sucks, but that's what happens. So, yeah, I don't know. These tariffs might end up working out in the long run, but there's a good chance that they don't, because I don't know if we can fucking win any trade wars with any countries, dude. I really have no fucking clue, bro. But in principle, Trump's right to some degree, but it doesn't mean that it'll work out. Yeah, that's my take on all this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.